Freshies! Welcome back to another episode of Learning Mathematics here at DepEd TV. I am Teacher Belle, ang iyong kaduo sa Math 7. This is a new day for fun and exciting learning in mathematics. Together, let's be Math Tibay, Math Talino, and Math Galing!
Exciting, discover new topics that are amazing. You can surely enjoy this thing. Show the skills that you have inside. By solving problems, yes, you'll make it right. Embrace new knowledge, isn't it fun? Come on, let's learn something now. Numbers can also be your friend. Just sit down, focus, and listen. Have you heard of sets, integers, and absolute value? If not, here will help you. Be math galing, be math galing. You can surely enjoy this thing. La 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 la. Be math galing, be math galing. You can surely enjoy this thing.
As we are starting with today's task, I want you to bring out your pen and your self-learning module. Ready? Lo and behold, it's time for us to explore the concept of operations on rational numbers. Teacher Belle is celebrating her birthday. She invited her friends and relatives to attend and celebrate with her. After blowing the candle, the chocolate cake is sliced into 8 pieces. If each of her 3 friends gets a slice of cake, what part of the cake will be left? As you have seen in our illustration, the cake is divided into 8 pieces. The shaded region represents the portion taken by her 3 friends, and we can see that there are 5 slices left. In fraction, it can be written as 5/8. Another cake arrives at the birthday party. This ube cake is also divided into 8 pieces. Someone immediately took pieces of the cake. 4 of the 8 pieces were left. How will you represent the remaining piece of the cake as a fraction? In this situation, another cake is divided into 8 pieces. The shaded region is the part of the cake that was taken. The remaining pieces are 4 of the 8 pieces. In fraction, it can be expressed as 4/8 or 1/2. How many pieces of the cake will be left from the 2 cakes? To answer this question, go along with me and let us learn together the concept of addition and subtraction of fractions. In adding and subtracting fractions, we have to consider if they are similar fractions or dissimilar fractions. Similar fractions are fractions having the same denominators. When you are adding or subtracting similar fractions, here are the steps that you need to follow. First, add or subtract the numerators. Second, copy the denominator. Last, make sure your answers are expressed in lowest terms. For example, 1/5 plus 2/5. Since these fractions are similar and have the same denominator, you have to add the numerators 1 and 2. That is equal to 3. Then copy the denominator. So, the sum is 3/5. And this is already in its lowest term. Number 2. 5/8 minus 3/8. In this example, you need to subtract the numerators. 5 minus 3 is 2. Then copy the denominator 8. 2 over 8 can be expressed in the lowest term. 2 can be written as 1 times 2, and 8 can be written as 2 times 4. Divide the common factors in the numerator and the denominator. The final answer is 1/4. Going back to our problem, the question is, what portion will be left from the 2 cakes? If there are 5 over 8 of the chocolate cake and 4 over 8 of the ube cake left, there are 9 over 8 or 1 and 1/8 cake left altogether. See how it really works in real life? That's a simple word problem where we can apply the concept of operations on rational numbers. It's your time to give your answer. I will be giving you 5 seconds. Number 1. Find the sum of 5 over 21 and 3 over 21. Timer! If your answer is 8 over 21, very good! Number 2. Subtract 4 over 15 from 9 over 15. Timer! If your answer is 5 over 15 or 1/3, you got it right. Give yourself a resounding applause. But how about if we are going to add and subtract dissimilar fractions? Can someone help me explain the steps and make things easy? I want all of you to meet my friend, LCD. Hello, my friend. I am glad you're here to help our learners better understand addition and subtraction of dissimilar fractions.
Oh well, it's my pleasure to help them because sharing is caring.
Can we start now?
First, find the least common denominator or the LCD. Just remember my name, LCD. For example, 2/5 plus 1/4 equals, let us get the least common denominator of the denominators 5 and 4. In getting the LCD, we can use long division, but since there's no common factors between 4 and 5 aside from 1, we just multiply them. So, the LCD is 20. Then we can write it like this. Second, the LCD will be the new denominator. Divide it by the previous denominator and multiply the result to the given numerator. Then, you will have similar fractions. Let us change the given fractions into similar fractions. 20 divided by 5 is 4, times 2 is 8. Thus, 2 over 5 is equal to 8 over 20. Then, 20 divided by 4 is 5, times 1 is 5. Thus, 1/4 is equal to 5 over 20. Third, follow the steps in adding and subtracting similar fractions. Do not forget to express your answer in lowest terms if possible. We can now add 8 over 20 and 5 over 20. 8 plus 5 is 13 over 20. The final answer is 13 over 20.
Let's have another example. 2/3 minus 1/2. These fractions are dissimilar. So first, let us get the least common denominator of the fractions. What do you think is the LCD of 2 and 3? Absolutely! The LCD is 6. Then, we can now write 6 as their denominator. Let us change the given fractions into similar fractions. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then we multiply to the numerator 2, which will result to 4. Thus, 2 over 3 is equal to 4 over 6. Then, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then multiply it by 1, which will result to 3. Thus, 1/2 is equal to 3 over 6. We can now subtract 4 over 6 and 3 over 6. 4 minus 3 is 1 over 6. The final answer is 1 over 6. Thank you so much, LCD, for doing a great job. This time, you will learn to multiply and divide fractions. I really need your help, my friend. Resi! This is Resi, the Pro Calculator.
I'm so glad to be with you today. Now, let me teach our grade 7 students the steps in multiplying and dividing fractions. To multiply fractions, multiply the numerator by the numerator and multiply the denominator by the denominator. And do not forget to write the answer in simplest form. Let us have an example. Find the product of 3/5 and 2/3. For the numerator, 3 times 2 is 6. For the denominator, 5 times 3 is 15. Thus, our answer is 6/15. We need to express our answer in lowest term. We need to find the common factor. We can write 6 as 2 times 3 and 15 as 3 times 5. Cancel out the common factor, which is 3, so our final answer is 2/5.
It's your turn. Find the product of 3/4 and 1 over 6. Timer! If your answer is 1 over 8, correct!
For our last operation, we have division of fractions. Here are the steps that you need to follow. We multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. When we say reciprocal, it is the process of exchanging the numerator and the denominator. Then, proceed with the rule of multiplication of fractions. Oops! Do not forget to express your answer in the lowest term. Let us have an example. Divide 5/12 and 3/4. First, we need to get the reciprocal of 3/4. We can write it as 5/12 times the reciprocal, which is 4/3. For the numerator, 5 times 4 is 20. For the denominator, 12 times 3 is 36. Thus, our answer is 20 over 36. Then, we need to express our answer in the lowest term. We need to find the common factor. We can write 20 as 5 times 4 and 36 as 9 times 4. Then, cancel the common factor, which is 4. So, our final answer is 5 over 9.
For our last drill and practice, find the quotient of 5 over 10 and 3 over 20. Timer! If your answer is 10 over 3, excellent! Thank you so much for explaining well the concept of multiplication and division of fractions. Now, let us have an exercise for your brain with Sit, Sit, It, Sit in a minute. Perform the indicated operation on the following. Remember to write your answer in lowest terms. You have 2 minutes to finish the task. Let's begin. Question number 1. Find the sum of 1/2 and 3/4. Question number 2. Multiply 3 over 5 by 6 over 7. Question number 3. What is the quotient when you divide 5 over 6 by 8 over 3? Let's move to problem solving. Question number 4. On a Saturday, 24 people bought cars at Best Car Sales. Of the 24 customers, 3/4 bought new cars. How many people bought new cars? Question number 5. Jazz sold 1/3 of the sack of sayote and 2/5 of the sack of kamote. How many sacks of vegetables did he sell altogether? Question number 6. Jana takes her medicine 3 times a day. How many days will a 60 milliliters medicine last if 5/2 milliliters is taken each time? Timer! You can do this, freshies! No pressure. You're doing great! Let's check your answer. For the first question, we need to find the sum of 1/2 and 3/4. The denominators of the fractions are 2 and 4. So our LCD will be 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Times 1 is 2. Plus 4 divided by 4 is 1. Times 3 is 3. So, 2 plus 3 is 5. The correct answer is 5 over 4 or 1 1/4. For the second question, we simply multiply the numerator by the numerator of the other fraction, then the denominator by the denominator of the other fraction. 3 times 6 is 18, and 5 times 7 is 35. The correct answer is 18 over 35. Number 3. The reciprocal of 8 over 3 is 3 over 8. Then we can proceed to multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15, and 6 times 8 is 48. That is 15 over 48, which can still be written in the lowest term. So the correct answer is 5 over 16. Number 4. To get the number of people who bought new cars, we are going to multiply 24 by 3/4. The denominator of a whole number is 1. So that is 24 times 3 is 72. And 1 times 4 is 4. We have 72 over 4. In lowest term, that is 18. Fifth question. To determine the total number of sacks sold by Jazz, we need to add 1/3 and 2 over 5. The LCD is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Times 1 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Times 2 is 6. 5 plus 6 is 11.
The correct answer is 11/15 of a sack.
For the final question, we need to determine first how many ml is consumed in a day. We know that Jana takes the medicine 3 times a day, and one take is equivalent to 5/2 ml. So we will multiply them. 3 has a denominator of 1. So 3 times 5 is 15, and 1 times 2 is 2. Jana takes 15/2 ml of medicine per day. The question is, how many days will the 60 ml medicine last? If Jana consumes 15/2 ml in a day, we can divide 60 by this to know the number of days. So that will be 60 ml divided by 15/2 ml per day. 60 has a denominator of 1. The reciprocal of 15/2 is 2/15, and the unit will be day over ml. So the unit ml will be cancelled out. 60 times 2 is 120, and 1 times 15 is 15. So we will have 120/15 days. In lowest terms, that would be 8 days. The medicine will last for 8 days. All of you are smart and did a great job. In life, a man is like a fraction, whose numerator is what he is and whose denominator is what he thinks of himself. The larger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. So do not underestimate your skills and do not doubt yourself that you can. Just believe and keep the faith, because everyone can be math galing. Before we formally end our lesson, I am assigning you to do some extra activity to extend your learning. Please answer the additional activities part of your self-learning module. That's it for today, but learning does not end here. In our next episode, we are going to explore the operations on rational numbers dealing with decimals. Again, this is Teacher Belle, ang iyong kaduo sa Math 7. I hope we help you become math tibay, math talino, and math galing!